You've scanned hundreds of them. Restaurant menus. Boarding passes. That thing on the poster you didn't want to walk up to. But the QR code wasn't invented for phones, or payments, or pandemic menus. It was invented because car factories were losing parts. In the early 1990s, Toyota's manufacturing subsidiary, Denso, had a problem. Every part on every car had to be tracked. Barcodes worked, one at a time. But a single car part might need 10 or 20 barcodes scanned in sequence, and if one scan failed, the whole line stopped. The factory needed a code that could hold more data, survive being printed on a metal surface, and be read in under a second from any angle. Barcodes could hold about 20 characters. They needed hundreds. In 1994, a Denso engineer named Masahiro Hara was given the task. His team had a budget and a deadline, 1 year. Create a two-dimensional code that could hold thousands of characters, be read instantly, and survive industrial conditions. Hara's breakthrough was the 3-position markers, those big squares in the corners. They let a scanner find the code's orientation in milliseconds, from any angle, even if it's partially obscured or printed on a curved surface. That's why QR codes work when barcodes don't. You can scan a QR code off a moving box, off a crumpled receipt, off a screen, upside down, in bad light. The name QR stands for Quick Response. Hara designed it so the code could be read in a fraction of a second, because on a factory floor, a fraction of a second is the difference between a running line and a stopped line. The remaining area holds the data. A single QR code can store over 7,000 numeric characters, or over 4,000 alphanumeric characters. That's entire URLs, shipping manifests, assembly instructions, all in a square you can print on a label. Hara also built in error correction. If up to 30% of the code is damaged, torn, or obscured, it can still be read. He designed it to survive the factory floor. Here's where the story pivots. Hara's team released the QR code specification for free. No licensing fee. No royalties. They could have patented it and made millions. Instead, Denso published it as an open standard. Because Toyota's problem wasn't, how do we make money on a barcode? It was, how do we track car parts? By the 2000s, QR codes were on everything in Japan. By 2010, smartphones could read them. By 2020, the pandemic made them inescapable. Every restaurant, every doctor's office, every vaccine card, all because a car factory needed to track brake pads. The most universal digital interface on Earth, more universal than apps, more universal than websites, was invented to solve a supply chain problem for Toyota. And given away for free. You scan QR codes to see menus, pay for parking, and board airplanes. But the code was invented because a car factory was losing parts, and the engineer who fixed it gave it away. The fastest response in history started with the slowest assembly line.
The fastest response in history started with the slowest assembly line.